Should we start with 21 Savage or Kanye being Kanye?
Let's start with 21.
21 Savage. All right. So 21 Savage had a tweet that I guess there's a bunch of gun violence in Atlanta over the past couple of weeks. And he was talking about, hey, let's be better as a people. Let's not put the guns away. And then someone quoted one of his many lines, but one of his most famous lines recently from the song with Drake, Jimmy Cooks. What was this? Went around the block twice, like I couldn't find a place to park, whatever it is. Like obviously talking about like, I'll spin your block if I have to, and I'm gonna fucking shoot whoever I want. And then his response to that was, it's just art. It's not telling people to go do this. So your thoughts, let's just jump into that, the idea of that.
I mean, ironically, he also said, put your blick up, which is the complete opposite of what he said in his tweet, which was put the guns down. But I think like everyone else, this is just the most hypocritical thing I could have possibly read in the past 10 years. I just don't understand how he's gonna use the excuse of art when he's one of the rappers that claims to really be about that life and live this lifestyle. Right. And he made a very poor analogy to movies and video games when, you know, Keanu Reeves and John Wick, like once the director says cut, he's not going out there, you know, talking about how he's spinning the block. Like everyone knows that's just the movie, but people expect 21 Savage to leave the concert and still have his blicky on him and potentially still be, you know, out robbing people or be around people doing that shit. So the fact that he wants to continue to make this music and make money off of it, but say this on Twitter and then get upset shows me he cares more about the money he's making rather than putting the guns down, because otherwise the music moving forward would be about calling for peace, in my opinion.
Yeah, dude, I really have no counterpoint, to be perfectly honest. Like, yeah, like the analogy to movies is a great point. Like, bro, like the actors stop acting and then they go about their normal life. And at no point is anyone in their day-to-day ever thinking that The Rock is really killing people in the morning and then going to wrestle. Like, you know, like no one thinks that, bro. Whereas like, yeah, to your point, you see 21 Savage at like sporting events, like people are almost like apprehensive of how to engage with him because they think, oh fuck, dude, he may act a certain way, and that's solely because of the music we listen to, right? So, yeah, dude, it's one thing for us to be hypocritical, right? Because we are, right? We're always talking about. We're probably gonna talk about later on this episode. We're always talking about, like these guys are idiots. Like, stay away from the gang shit. But then a fucking Jimmy Cooks song drops. 21 Savage has some fire lines about fucking wetting up the entire neighborhood. And we're like, yo, greatest song of the summer. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we have no issue with saying that. So, but that's us though, bro. Like, again, like we're just the listener taking it in.
Right.
But it's wild hypocritical when the person making the music is then telling people, but chill. Don't do this. It's like, nah, bro. Like you can't either say nothing or, like you said, change the fucking music, but you can't have it both ways. Like the artist can, we can, because that's just, I think, like accepted double standard, bro. Like I'm not making the music, but I can purchase whatever the fuck I want. But dude, you can't be profiting off this and then also saying, yo, let's be smarter. It's like, nah, dude, just don't say anything.
Right. And don't use the excuse of being just an entertainer, because how many times do we have these drill rappers, like even Lil Durk, he's like, you know, play with me if you want. I'm not just a rapper. Like I'm gonna stretch you out or whatever.
Right.
But then when it comes to, you know, criticizing the content of the music, then all of a sudden, oh, it's just art. Like, don't believe it. You know, you live your life properly. And I think they forget that you and I aren't going to spin the block when we hear Jimmy Crooks or whatever it's called. But the 14-year-old who's in the depths of the hood, he may not necessarily spin the block because 21's saying it. But if he thinks about spinning the block, he might think it's cool, or like, you know, that soundtrack is going to amp him up a little bit, even subconsciously. So I think the rappers just don't want to be accountable, basically, because it's how they make all their money, and a lot of money.
A lot of money, bro. And that's the thing. There's just so much money in it that it's not going to stop. So do you think we're seeing more so either like we're probably saying more like, bro, just stop talking, right, about shit like this. Because like, you're not going to stop making the music. And we don't want you to stop making music, if we're being perfectly honest.
Yeah.
But dude, you also can't be like, you can't have it both ways, bro. Like, either you're on one side of the fence or the other. This is not like a fucking in-between kind of thing. There is no gray area in this, I think.
Yeah. And like you said, I don't think any rapper should be forced to rap about a particular thing. And if this is his lifestyle or was his lifestyle, cool. Like, continue that artistic path or whatever. But we don't want to hear you calling for peace just because a few of your homies got shot or a few of your homies' kids got shot. But you should want peace across the board and just change your art if you feel that strongly about it. Because he went ahead and said, oh, he's teaching financial literacy and doing charities behind the scenes. I'm like, put that in your music videos or your music if you really care about that. Otherwise, all we see is the negative shit.
Right.
And I just don't get it.
Which negative shit, which again is done very well. Because I think we've both been on this pod multiple times. Anytime he drops a project, like, yo, this dude's super fucking talented. The way he makes this gangster shit even sound remotely appealing to a mass audience is super fucking, it takes skill to do that. Mm-hmm. But you clearly love the life you have because of it. You're not going to change. So I just feel like it just feels uncomfortable almost to have him say, yo, guys, let's be safer in the street. It's like, bro, your entire life is talking about the streets.
Yeah.
And to your point, it's not like almost like a Jay-Z that's talking from like almost like a past reference.
Right.
It's like, I'm doing this shit right now. It's like, oh, dude, okay then. Like, who the fuck are you to tell me anything then?
Right. It'd be like hearing Pusha T saying, kids, don't sell drugs, stay in school, or Future doing like a DARE anti-drug campaign or some shit. Like, we're not saying that you can't rap about what you rap about and you can't live your truth or whatever, but we don't want to hear someone be inconsistent, be a straight up hypocrite, because then no one's gonna fucking take you seriously. And I don't think anyone takes him seriously. Like, maybe one person might listen to him and put the guns down, but I think this was just I don't know, a foolish move. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's like an opportunity to be relevant. Like, not relevant. He's very super relevant, bro. Thomas Howard is probably one of the most famous rappers we have in the game right now. But it was, I don't know, an opportunity to get a tweet out and see what kind of reaction you would get. Mm-hmm. But nah, bro. I feel like that's one that I would, like, if I was his PR team, I'm like, bro, you probably gonna have to take that one down because it just didn't make any sense.
Right. And I think what it is too is like, he did mention that things in Atlanta are heating up or have been. So I feel like a lot of these guys, like, when enough of their homies start dying or people they know start dying and innocent people start dying, then I think reality might start to set in, because it's not just like, one homie died and then, we spin the block on one op and then, it's just, it is what it is. Once like 4 or 5, 6, then all of a sudden people are like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And maybe he's in that headspace. So he could be super authentic in what he's saying, but I think he needs to look in the mirror and realize his music.
That's a really valid point, bro. Because again, we're all hypocrites at some point, right? Right. Like, there was like a great thing from, like, I don't know, a documentary or something on VH1 about like Tupac, right? If you met 7 people who knew Tupac, you would get 7 different point of views on him, right? Like, it's also, he could, 21 Savage, in his offense, could be the same guy on the records, same guy in the streets. But dude, he gets a fucking text that 7 people he kind of knows just got killed in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. He's gonna be like, bro, what are we doing? And they get like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but again, in that moment, I can also see his point of view. But it just feels weird. Like, again, you could feel that way, but if your overall actions aren't also moving that direction, you just looks silly.
Yeah. And I get it. When you're in that position, the last thing you want to do is have to be like a role model or parent to like, millions of people, which he shouldn't feel obligated to do. But just keep your mouth closed if you're going to say something that you're not, your actions aren't basically validating or tied to. Like, it's just going to look crazy.
Yeah. I actions at all, bro. Like, again, like everything about his, like, dude, it's not even like we're picking like one song that he went cry. Like, dude,
right.
Every song is
Literally.
about killing someone.
Even like, on like R&B features, like the dude will be rapping about a girl, and then somehow like he's 21 still spinning the block after he fucks her or something.
Dude,
I'm like, all you do
I'm
is
pretty
spin.
sure on like the Bieber song that on the Khaled album, he kills at least 2 people. So like, bro, like I don't want to hear this. Like,
right.
Bro, I don't want to hear it from you. Like, the message is right. We've been praying for that message for a long time, crying out for that more so. But bro, it can't come from you, bro. You gotta, even if you believe that shit, you gotta do it from a burner account. You gotta tell someone else to put it out. It can't come from you.
Yeah. And the sad thing though is like people like him are the only people that could actually convince people to put the guns down. Like no one would listen to some kid from the suburbs or whatever.
Sure.
But it's like the OGs. But I feel like the OGs usually when they come to their senses, they're like 50, 60, and people are like, oh, this old nigga, like no one wants to hear what he has to say. So I feel like the 21s and whoever else literally would have to change their music and kind of like go a Nipsey route where they're just like rebuilding the community, because I don't know how else people would start to change their mindset.
That's because I was thinking of Nipsey. Like, I don't remember him in his last, I mean, obviously he left, without no plan, but like, I don't remember him ever saying, put the guns down, right? Because I think that'd be a contradiction. Like, that's, you're still rapping about it. But I guess like in another kind of way, like he kind of is though, by investing so much in the, that's probably what he was trying to get at 21 Savage. Like, I'm putting money in the community so people don't have to go that route. Which is maybe what he was trying to say. But the fact that he came out and said that initially in his tweet, I was just like, bro, come on, bro, you can't.
Right.
What's happening here?
Right. Yeah, I think it's going to be a process. It'd be kind of like saying, let's ban all guns in America. Like, it's just not going to happen overnight. I think instead of saying put the guns down and trying to convince all these gangsters who fucking need protection and shit to just like leave their gun in their bathroom,
not happening.
You should instead change the mindset and be like, hey, let's collaborate and focus on rebuilding the community and hustling and getting legal hustles going and shit like that to distract them from wanting to kill. I think that's kind of like what Nipsey was getting at. Like, focus on making money rather than just attacking other black men for no reason or affiliation. Yeah,
and again, he probably was trying to say that, right? Again, if we were held to everything we said, we wouldn't be able to meet that standard. But again, the initial tweet was wild. I think that's why we wanted to bring it up, because like, bro, we get it, man. We get the messaging, but it just can't come from you. Like, it just, unfortunately.